hao, good evening and sasyakar. My name is Vijay Sharma and my co-host today is...
My name's Aniket,
and this is the podcast.
which is named as What the Sunday Podcast.
Yes.
So this is a podcast that's initiated by me and Vijay. So this mainly about the idea of having this podcast was to share our opinions and us addressing the current issues that's happening around the world or in Singapore, and basically answer your questions and be relatable for you.
Oh, honey, you made me cry again.
It's quite down though.
So, honey, what's the topic going to be?
So today's topic, we're going to talk about should Singaporeans consider studying in Singapore or consider studying overseas.
Yeah, that's a very, very good topic you raised. As in our society, no one actually talks about it.
I feel it's a very upcoming topic, because N-level results have just been released and people are waiting for results.
And I'm pretty sure in the next couple of days, O-level, alright?
Next month, bro.
Next month?
Yeah.
Okay, I wish you all the best, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So I get. What do you think? Should Singaporeans actually study in Singapore, or do you think you study overseas?
Let's talk about first why should Singaporeans should actually consider studying in Singapore. Yeah. So my first point is actually Singaporeans should actually consider studying in Singapore because of the financial benefits they get.
Yeah.
If you look at it in terms of the economic aspects, I feel Singaporeans are actually quite lucky and should make full use of it, because the government is very kind enough to making the education system very affordable to them.
Yeah.
As compared to foreigners or anyone others people coming to Singapore. Please what's with the yup? But you're agreeing with me, thank you very much. And so back to my point. I was saying that Singaporeans should actually make good use of it, because education can get quite expensive.
And in addition to what you just said, I completely feel that Singaporeans should also take into consideration that there's a lot of institution which actually helps them to enhance their building. They help them broaden their mindset, such as what do we have over here in ITE? Am I right? Is
ITE, polytechnics, and junior colleges,
which all has the same goal, is to make sure that
that's true.
Is to make sure that each individual enhance their learning and then make sure it broadens their mindset. So what do you think? Do you think Singaporeans should not go overseas then, from your perspective, or do you think Singaporeans should stay in Singapore?
It's actually I think for me, I only have actually one major point I feel that defines whether you should actually study in Singapore or actually go overseas is if you have a stable financial background, because education overseas can get very expensive. Vijay, you have been to overseas. What are your thoughts actually? How was your experience when you went overseas?
Oh boy, please do not remind me of my overseas experience. Boy, nostalgia feeling over there. But so yes, Ankit, you are absolutely right. I actually went to Melbourne in 2016 or 17?
In Sec 2, I guess.
Yeah, Sec 2, and it was actually a great experience for me, as I learned new culture, and I also learned how to socialize a lot in Melbourne, and I also
that is true.
And I also came out of my comfort zone, like talking to people on a daily basis, making sure that I wake up on time. I'm a disciplined life as well when I was over in Singapore. So overall, it was a very, very, very out of comfort zone living, like I would definitely say, because in Singapore everything was given to me in a silver platter, but over there you gotta but over there everything was like self-independence, and also given the opportunity given to me in Melbourne, I actually felt very blessed with it.
Adding to that, I feel that if before he went to Melbourne, he was actually a brat. He didn't do anything.
Ouch.
Yeah, he was a real spoiled brat. He didn't do anything.
Thanks,
he used to be so lazy. But right after Melbourne, things changed a lot. He became more vocal in the sense he gained a lot of confidence. I feel he can carry himself better and express himself better after going to Melbourne. And most importantly, he turned over a new leaf in the sense he's becoming more responsible and all that. So I feel it's these are the perks of studying overseas, I guess.
I just love compliments from different people.
It's an example, ladies and gentlemen. Please do not let this get to your head.
Nevertheless, bringing us to our next point, after giving out my example, what do you think? Should Singaporeans actually go overseas and study, considering the fact that I became a new leaf, I became a new personality, given that I studied so well, this,
But
culture,
many people, out there might just argue, not everyone's gonna turn out the way that you did,
Okay.
It's because, every place has every different experience, every person goes through different experience.
Yeah.
I feel this is something a bit like, depending on the person itself who's going. If you're one of those, who's actually, likes to socialize, can go around, well, I feel that you should actually go. However, keeping in mind the main thing that you should have a, stable financial background, because money is actually quite important.
Money is very important
Yeah.
indeed, and with that, this will always be a topic which cannot be answered. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this was our first episode of
What the Sunday Podcast.
We hope you enjoy, and we will see you back shortly. Thank you very much.
See ya.